It won't. De Bruyne a corner. And Onana will claim it, and that will end the first half. And City will go a goal behind here at the interval. They trail by 1-0. A terrific strike from Marcus Rashford. City have had countless opportunities to score. 3 or 4 decent saves have been made by Onana, and then extraordinarily, having scored 5 in midweek against Luton, the ball came across towards Haaland. He was only about a metre from goal, and somehow, inexplicably, he put it over the top of the crossbar. And as a consequence, although City have been the better team by an absolute country mile, it is City 0, United 1 at half-time. Well, let's go back to the studio. Keith Curle, Richard Dunne and Cel.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. Half-time at the Etihad Stadium here on Derby Day. Not the score any Blues will want to see. It's Manchester City 0, United 1. Keith Curle and Richard Dunne with me here in the studio. Richard, could I get your assessment of those first 45 minutes, please?
It's really strange. I mean, it's baffling to be walking in at half-time 1-0 down with the dominance that Man City have shown. I think it's 17 shots, 10 corners, all the possession, just chance after chance. And yeah, I mean, the goal that United got, it's a quick break. They've worked it well. We said beforehand they've got some really good quality players, and the strike's just out of this world. It's a wonder goal from United's point of view. I don't know how you criticise Man City, because they've done everything right apart from put the ball in the back of the net, and it can't continue to be an onslaught like that without them scoring a couple of goals.
It felt like, I think Alistair Mann on commentary, who's got that on the City app, was describing it as almost a siege here for those final 10 minutes. Keith, we can't quite put our finger on it. It is mad though, isn't it? I think we've had 17 shots, 3 on target, dominating possession, 73% possession. Just how do you think we can maybe fashion shots on target? You know, 3 out of the 17 only on target. Maybe that's an area they'd look to improve second half.
I think there's been a few blocks, and it's difficult. You're not going to get a clear shot. They're defending deep, so there's no real space in behind them. So you're having to work the ball into those areas, and then you get in. You've got to say, United get men behind the ball, and they're getting blocks in. But you do still get the feeling that one will open the door for another. And again, the important thing is good habits, and this is where you're saying about they're creating chances because they're getting good possession of the ball, they're moving the ball into wide areas, and they're making good movement off of their wide areas. I think little Doku's getting he just needs one more half a yard to get a clean strike. I think he's cut inside 3 times on his right foot, and but again, you've got to say United have done well because they've got another man over to block those shots. Yep. But can they do it for 90 minutes?
That's the question, isn't it? We've still got a big second half to come. Let's look at the beginning of the game, because Richard, them first 7 to 8 minutes, or 6 to 7 should I say, I mean, I think my brother turned to me and said, well, we've started at it here, you know, it was fast, they couldn't get the ball. I don't even remember United touching the ball. But for me, it does feel very reminiscent of goals we've conceded all season, that quick breaking ball over the top. Could City have done something defensively, do you think, to stop it?
I think potentially as the season goes on and the tactic of moving stones forward develops, people understand it a little bit better, and they can find the spaces of where he should be possibly, and forward runs into, there's big spaces in the City defence, we know, because it gives the joy of the football that they play. There has to be a risk somewhere, and United have exploited it. Fernandes has made the run into it, and Rashford's casually walked up and ended up just hitting the ball out of the blue. And it's like, there's certain things you can stop, but the shot you can't stop. The quality of the strike is just the quality of the strike. That's the way it is. And if you take those little weaknesses that City do have away, you don't have the massive strength that they have as an overall team. So it's difficult one to criticise, but yeah, when it doesn't go for you, then you go, nah, maybe something else different. But it's tough, isn't it? It's a tough one.
Do you want to add to that, sorry, Keith?
But again, I don't think it was a quick break, because I think the goalkeeper, he had the ball in his hands for a period of time. Do you think that there's enough time for City to get back and get safe behind the ball? And then you're thinking like one long ball, and then the next thing it's a little bit of a connection, and then it's Rashford with a great strike, and you're thinking, well, it should have been tracked. You've got to win first contact. As a defender, you're trying to win first contact. If you don't win first contact, you've got to make sure then your mate's by you. And as it was then, I think John was preoccupied by filling the space in front rather than defending the goal.
Yeah. And from there, the goal was conceded. Was killer as well, because you know what that does to the atmosphere at a home ground. You know, the away end erupts. the home atmosphere then became very flat. Took 10 minutes then, but then we built into the game, Keith, and that domination we've been spoken about began and fashioned some chances as well. You've got to say City, do you think will be going in unlucky not to have at least equalised, I think?
Yeah, again, I don't believe in being unlucky. They're 1-0 down. But it's a case of sometimes, they've started well, very well, but now it's a case of good principles, good basics, and maintain those standards. That they've been moving the ball quickly, moving the ball from side to side, and waiting for that opportunity. Kevin De Bruyne has gotten some great positions on the right hand side, linking in with Foden. Silva coming over this side, linking in with that Docker. And you just need that one more half a yard or that one opportunity. And then I think as soon as you get one goal, then I think there'll be another. Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland. When the ball came across, I'm thinking goal, but I'm thinking like head it. Yeah. No, but again, everybody's seen how athletic Erling is, and he can get his feet in positions that I struggle to get my head. but on this occasion, I think I'd have gone for the certain header. Yeah,
it was, and it would have been sure to be a goal. It's very, very unlucky, that indeed. We'll look at focusing on more a few of those chances in a second, but just happening behind us, we've got Jill Scott and Leia Alexandri is joining Nat now, and we can hear what they've had to make of that first half against United.
Please welcome one of our current stars of our Manchester City women's team. Give it up for Leia Alexandri. Hi, thank you so much for joining us here today. How are you?
Good, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, now I'm looking over your shoulder, Leia, and I see another guest that's just made it that we're going to introduce and ask to step in with you as well. So give it up for Manchester City and England legend is Jill Scott. Sorry, Jill, you were chatting, but I saw you out the corner of my eye, so I had to say hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I will be better. I will be better in 45 minutes. I have faith. Leia, what have you made of the first half?
Well, it was hard. I think United, they were comfy, like defending in their box, but hopefully we can win in the second half.
So many chances for City in that first half, Jill.
Yeah, lots of chances, but yeah, I think we'll get a lot more in the second half as well. So I'm going to predict 3-1 to City at the end of the game.
Yes, Jill, keep the faith. Congratulations on the result yesterday. It is looking like an absolutely phenomenal season. Another win yesterday. How was the game yesterday?
It was good. I mean, the team is very confident. We know the way that we are playing this season, and just we have to keep going. And this Thursday we have another big game, so hopefully we can keep going.
And very shortly, this is not the only derby game taking place here in March, because our women's team will be taking on Manchester United in March as well. If you don't have a ticket yet, it's being played here at the Etihad Stadium on the 23rd of March, I want to say, the Saturday, 12:30 p.m. kickoff. Get your tickets for that now. That is going to be a serious game. How important is the crowd going to be that day, do you think, Jill?
No, the crowds are massive. I remember playing here against United, Caswell got an absolute screamer, and it was because of the crowd getting behind the team. The women's team are doing fantastic this season. I'm putting them down for a treble, and I'll be the biggest fan.
Jill, you're so optimistic. I absolutely love it. Of course, yeah, they're still fighting in the Conti Cup, in the FA Cup, in the WSL. Of course, your goal in the FA Cup that got us through. How much are you looking forward to playing that derby game here in this stadium?
Very exciting. Go again with the team playing here. I mean, the atmosphere for sure is going to be like amazing. So yeah, looking forward.
Thank you very much. Of course, the women's team have already beaten Manchester United twice this season, once at Old Trafford and once here in the Cup as well. So it's going to be a fantastic game. Get your tickets for that. It is the international break men's weekend that is taking place on. No reason not to be down here 12:30 for that game. Very, very best of luck for the rest of the season. As Jill says, the treble is on and we will be supporting you all the way. And Jill, always a pleasure. I know how busy you are, so we always love to see you back down here as well. Please give it up for Leia Alexandri and Jill Scott.
Thanks so much to Nat, to Leia and Jill, and you heard Nat there as well. Derby day here at the Etihad in the WSL. You can get your tickets now. I'll be with you as well with Matchday Live. I'll be joined by Karen Bardsley, Sean Wright-Phillips and Tash Harding. And I think earlier on in the season, Arsenal might have set a record for attendance at a WSL game, so we want to top it here at the Etihad. So to do that, we need to sell all the tickets. So please make sure you come down and get involved that weekend. Keith, What will the atmosphere and the conversation, do you think, be in the City dressing room now at half-time?
Again, I think Pep will find it difficult to criticise individually the players because I think they've hit their marks, their KPIs, their key performance indicators that say that they're doing well. But again, it's not about corners, it's not about passes, it's not about possession stats or dominance of where you're keeping possession of the ball. The game is still about goals. And again, I think he'd be wanting more clear-cut opportunities, probably better deliveries into the box from set pieces as well. I think we've had 10, 11 set pieces, but yet to win first contact.
Yeah, yet to win first contact. And I guess as well, do you think maybe, I mean, I'm just putting this out, maybe a pace of play as well, if we want to maybe try and get in behind a bit quicker or fashion an easier, you know, as you say, that shot on target, maybe pace of play increasing a little bit as well, Richard, possibly? Yeah,
I think that's always the go-to thing, that you try and move the ball a little bit quicker, try and shift the defence a little bit more, but they've done it reasonably well. They've got in behind, they've cut it back, they've done different things. Sometimes you've just got to say, listen, the team in front of us are being determined, they're being really, really organised, and we need to be patient because what they're doing is right. They're getting the right. If Haaland scores the two opportunities, they're going at half-time, you're winning the game. Yes. Same performance, but two different things, you end up winning. So it's just continue. This isn't a normal performance for Man United. They don't stick together like that. They don't defend like that as a team and as a unit. Normally there's fractions and there's errors within their defensive line, and you would expect over the course of the next 45 minutes when fatigue sets in and maybe a couple of substitutions, a lack of concentration, there will be opportunities, but it comes down to make sure you put the ball in the net. Yeah, when City do that, they'll get 3 or 4 opportunities in the second half, and it'll be more than enough to win the game. That's the one. And speaking of those changes, maybe Keith, obviously, I mean, looking to the bench, you've got players like Oscar Bob, Julian Alvarez, Kovacic as well. Who would you maybe be looking to if we needed to spice it up a little bit? Is there anyone there you turn to?
I think looking at I like Nunes, because there's something about his game whereby he's not necessarily involved with the ball at its origin, but he makes good runs off. Yeah, he's yet to hit his flow with scoring goals, but I think he's a type of player that he can break lines, and sometimes just his movement can create that half a yard for some of the other players to get a clear strike on goal. Okay.
And is it a case as well of, as you were kind of alluding to there as well, they have defended doggedly there for 45 minutes, but if we keep that siege, as Alistair Mann put it, on for the next 45, you'd like to think there's going to be a few little breaks. And it's something we've seen with a lot of teams at the Etihad. They can keep it up for 70 to 75 minutes, but to do it for a full 90 to 100 minutes, it's not that easy. It's really, really tough. It's really, really hard, and it takes its toll after a period of time. And as soon as one goes in, the head drops a little bit, and then that's when the floodgates can open. But it doesn't happen in 45, 46, 47. It might happen at 65 and forward on from that. So it's just patience. I'd like to see Phil Foden maybe play inside a little bit. I think his first touch is so good. He invites people into him, and that there's so many people in the middle of the pitch. They're not moving. If he can sort of drag them towards him and find the spaces in behind them, might be able to open them up quicker. Also, one thing that has been present in City's game this season, Keith, is they do like an early goal in the second half. They start it well, and I guess that'll be a message that'll be key here, is trying to come out the blocks and get that equaliser earlier on.
Yeah, again, I don't ever think there's a bad time to score a goal.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of those, like I said before, there's lots of positives about how City are playing. So it's not a case where there needs to be drastic change, there needs to be immediate substitutions. Pep will be reasonably happy with the first half performance, apart from the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, thanks to Keith and thank you to Richard here in the studio. Remember, come join us at full time, hopefully as well, and I'm sure we will be. I'm putting out there, we'll be talking about a City comeback. It's currently Manchester City 0, United 1. Alistair Mann's got commentary on the City app. We'll be back at full time. Come on, City.
Well, welcome back to the Etihad Stadium. The first half statistics tell its own tale, really. 74% possession, 18 attempts, 3 on target, 12 corners, an XG of almost 3. United have had 1 attempt on target, and it is by which they lead by 1-0. The reality is that everything points to City finding the chances to get themselves back into this game. They had the golden opportunity right on half-time, Inexplicably, the goal machine himself, Haaland, put it over the bar. If he'd have mishit it, or even if it had rolled off his chest, it would have been 1-1. And the reality is that there is no need to panic because the